next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet the couple behind the best cheesecake in the great state of Texas, but this segment's not just about food, it's about faith. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I was born in the 60s and came up through a time when families got together over dinner. It was a no excuse, you got to be there, and it was a time when you learned about your mom and your dad, and they shared stories about their childhood, and you shared about your day. And unfortunately, we're all so busy, that doesn't always happen. But I have the honor of introducing a couple to you who's trying to bring families together one cheesecake at a time. Suzanne and Mitchell Walker in the studio with Laura's Cheesecake. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having us. We're delighted to be here, and we thank you for the opportunity to share our story.
Absolutely. You're not the founder, so Laura's Cheesecake goes back to 89?
Yes, 1989. Laura and Walter Bass started Laura's Cheesecake in downtown Dangerfield. Laura had a beloved cheesecake recipe that she enjoyed sharing with her friends and family, and they decided that they wanted to take that cheesecake and share it with more people. So they opened a bakery in downtown Dangerfield and sold that bakery eventually, and it moved to Mount Pleasant, where Mitchell and I are located now.
So what year did you guys take over?
I actually started working for Laura's in 2018. And then in 2021, after we'd survived the pandemic, we decided if I was going to work that hard, we may as well buy the business.
Wow. No, I love that. And you shared with me when you came in this morning to set up the cheesecake that this is really a ministry, isn't it? Do you want to get into that, Mitchell?
Yes, it is. And it has to do with around the table. And we have a saying that says there's a place for everyone around the table at Laura's. And we have a cafe as well as a cheesecake business, and it's our mission almost with we want to do good and we want to be good. I think Suzanne really has, we say she's the heart of the business and I'm the head of it. Like, for example, I like to say the numbers are your friends. She says they're your acquaintance.
They're my acquaintance, his friend.
And tell us about the cafe. It's a special place. People have told you that they feel God when they visit.
Yes. There's people that will come in and they'll say, I don't know what it is about this place, but when I come in, there's something that just feels different. And we really talk to our staff a lot. I mean, our mission is to share goodness and love in everything we do. And so that really starts with us making sure that our staff feels that. But what has been the joy and our delight is to see the way that has trickled down, and now in the way that they prepare the food and the way they serve the customer, how they desire for everyone that walks in to feel that goodness and love and to know that people experience that and they come back, some of them daily, because they get that little dose of goodness and love that helps them get through their day.
Mm. And you don't have to drive to Mount Pleasant to get their cheesecake. You guys ship nationwide. Let's go ahead and show the shopping cart on your website, because I was blown away by just how many different flavors you have. I mean, that's a lot. When you guys took over the business, did you have this many flavors? Are you continuing to invent?
Well, yes, we are continuing to invent. And really, our purpose with the cheesecake is what we call a small batch gourmet cheesecake. That's what we're dedicated to make, which then our customer and friends can enjoy something that is absolutely fantastic. And we do that with the quality and the consistency in our recipes. For example, when we bought the business, I found a little handwritten note with the recipe of the cake on there, and it said Daisy Sour Cream. Well, here 34 years later, we still use Daisy Sour Cream. Every single egg that we put into our cheesecakes are hand-cracked. There's 6 in each cheesecake, and we do 5,000 to 6,000 cheesecakes a year. You do the math, that's a lot of cracking.
Yes, it is. Are you guys both still in the kitchen? Do you take part?
No, on a very limited basis. We go in and help when needed. But Robin Crilley is the original baker that Laura and Walter trained. Literally, when Robin walked in with the baby on her hip and said, I need a job and I'll have a job by tomorrow. You can hire me or not. And Walter set her down on a stool and began to teach her to make Laura's cheesecake. And she is still our chief baker, and she makes really all of the cheesecakes today.
When you first came on my radar screen because you were featured on NBC5 here just a couple weeks ago, let's show a little bit of video of this because you're both such natural communicators. Do you do a lot of television? Was this a new thing for you guys?
I go back to, there are so many people that have sewn into me over the years, and I used to be a children's minister, and when I see that shot with me in that pink dress, I can remember Steve Stroop was the senior pastor, and he made me do announcements. And the first time I had to stand up in front of a group and speak, I had on a pink dress, that exact same color, and I was shaking so hard. All I could see was my dress waving, and I could not get off of that platform fast enough. But I'm so glad that people pushed me in the areas where they saw my strengths and my skills, and all of those leaders that called out the leader in me and have helped me become who I am today. I'm so grateful for that.
It's really cool when a husband and wife get to work together, and you guys have been married for a long time. How many years?
31.
31. Yeah.
Okay, what talents do you think you bring to the business, Suzanne, and what talents do you bring, Mitchell?
Okay, well, my gifts are in truly, I believe, culture and leadership development. My sweet spot, I have a favorite quote from Mark Batterson's book, Whisper, and said that life is too short not to love what you do. So do what you love, and that our God-given gifts, when combined with our God-ordained passions, when those things come together, that's our sweet spot. And for me, those two things come together. I'm passionate about service. I'm passionate about customer care. I'm passionate about people. And so that's why Laura's has been a great fit for me. And that's why I love doing this.
All right, well, let's show off what we have in front of us. One of your bestsellers is Shaped Like the State of Texas.
Yeah.
Mitchell, you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. That's our Texas turtle, and this is a unique cheesecake for us because it has a brownie crust, which is necessary to hold it in the shape of Texas because the springform pan is not made in the shape of Texas. It's our probably number one gift items that corporations send out to their customers, especially if they have a Texas-based presence. It's a great cheesecake, too. And
What do we got in the middle?
And then in the middle, we have our, we do innovate, too. Mm-hmm. These are our two newest cheesecakes, and they are both gluten-free.
Oh, wow.
Which is an interesting market out there because there's a lot of folks that are intolerant to that. And that's the triple chocolate, and it's the white chocolate raspberry. And we make the cookie in our restaurant. It is a gluten-free cookie, and that's what we grind up to make the crust with for that cheesecake.
Outstanding. And Suzanne, you want to take this last one?
Yes, and this is really our most popular item day in and day out in the restaurant and online. It's our 10-inch sampler cheesecake. There are 7 flavors, 16 slices, and so it truly does fit our mission of something for everyone around the table at Laura's. When you gather with your family or friends around the table to share this cheesecake, there is truly something for everyone to enjoy.
Now, you sent me an email, I think it was yesterday, saying a picture speaks 1,000 words. And so Let's go ahead and put this picture up on the screen. And why don't you tell me about this picture?
Okay, this is a customer that came in and she said, I've never tried Laura's cheesecake, and I love Laura's cheesecake. I said, you're kidding me. You've never tried ours. And she said, no. And she was competing in a local rodeo that weekend, a college rodeo. And so I gave her a piece, and I said, I'm going to give you this piece of cheesecake if you'll let me take a picture and capture your expression the first time you taste our cheesecake. And so this is what her thoughts were.
That might need to be on a billboard.
So, and if it tells you anything, when I went to work at Laura's, cheesecake was a dessert that I could take or leave. I liked it maybe with the steak dinner. I was truly more worried about gaining weight from the cookies than the cheesecake. But then I tasted our cheesecake, and it was good enough that we bought the business. So that tells you how good it is.
I love that. We have a couple of minutes left, so I want you guys to talk more about your faith, why that plays such an important role in your company, and why you believe that faith-based companies are so important in this country. You want to start, Mitchell?
Absolutely. I would say that from where I am, I concentrate more on our employees side of the business. I find a great satisfaction in helping people grow to their potential so that they can experience and do more. You can't give away what you don't have.
Yes.
And so you really need to be able to encourage and train up people to improve their lives, and everyone can do that if you just give them some love and some goodness and some direction. Most people will appreciate that. Like, for example, we had one employee that is not with us this year from last year. A whole year we had one employee leave.
Wow.
And that really, she's still a great friend of ours. She's in the video, as a matter of fact, that you saw a while ago. And we hear from her on a constant basis. She's still part of our family.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that I see as most important in my role in the business, is more internal with the employees. Suzanne really reaches out to everybody in the community and makes such a difference every day for hundreds of people.
All right, Suzanne, we'll give you the final word. What would you like to leave people with?
I would just say what I love is just, in general, truly caring about other people. And I think trying to see the best and believe the best in other people can make a huge difference, not just in your business, not just with your peers, but with your family. And that's what I have found is when people take the what I would call service, like the customer service vision and values home, the joy of even hearing people say, I put this into practice in my home and it's made a difference. It's just sharing goodness and love. It's so simple, and it's something that God puts in each one of us. It's just calling that out in other people and helping them be able to share it that can make a difference in their lives and a difference for eternity. So let's all work together to do that.
What a beautiful way to end this broadcast. We're also going to leave you with the website, which is laurascheesecake.com. Suzanne and Mitchell Walker, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. We
bet.
appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.